Well, Donald Trump accused President Biden of holding a fear-mongering campaign event in Iowa. Trump fired back at Mr. Biden and said he's the true danger to democracy. The Republican presidential frontrunner also blasted his Republican rivals as establishment pawns who betrayed him and who will sell out voters. And while Trump's campaign spokesperson said he's confident the Supreme Court's Colorado ruling will squash all remaining ballot challenges, the former president repeated his false claims that the 2020 election was stolen. CBS News senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe is in Iowa. Ed, good morning.
Michelle, good to see you on this third anniversary since the January 6th insurrection. The former president last night called those that were participating in those events that day, quote, hostages, at least those that have been detained on various charges or sentences. He says that he would pardon the nonviolent participants on that day that are caught up in the legal mess. He is in the lead here in Iowa, but he's calling those Republicans running against him disloyal.
Former President Donald Trump arrived in Iowa just as the U.S. Supreme Court said it would consider the politically explosive decision from Colorado's top court to keep him off that state's primary ballot.
We have some big things going in there. I just saw the Supreme Court just before I came.
With just 9 days to go, he leads here by double digits.
By delivering a massive victory in Iowa, you'll send a thundering message to crooked Joe Biden.
But first, the former president needs to clear the GOP field. And his top opponent in Iowa, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, warns Republicans can't afford another year.
If Trump is the nominee, the election is going to be about legal issues, criminal trials, and January 6th. Biden's record, no one's even going to be talking about that. I think it gives the Democrats a huge advantage. If I'm the nominee, it'll be focused on the issues that matter to this country.
DeSantis is especially concerned by the federal election interference case against Trump in Washington, sparked in part by the events of January 6th, 2021.
You're basically putting the future of the Republican Party and the country potentially in the hands of 12 probably all Democrat jurors in Washington, D.C., the most Democrat jurisdiction in the country.
You think he's going to end up being guilty?
A lot of Republicans, they do not have a good track record in front of Washington, D.C. juries. I mean, I think it's a really, really hostile forum for Republicans.
While DeSantis, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, and businessman Vivek Ramaswamy are mostly staying in Iowa through the caucus, Trump will be relying on friends and family to hold events for him here as he shifts focus back to courtrooms. On Friday, New York's Attorney General raised her request for the fine in her civil fraud trial against Trump to $370 million. He plans to be at closing arguments in the case next week, after also attending federal appeals court arguments in Washington over whether he should have presidential immunity in his election fraud trial. Despite the court dates, loyal supporters dismiss the legal challenges.
The more they try to go after him, the stronger it gets.
I will say, if you make a man a martyr, you draw more people to his cause.
A reminder, the Iowa Republican caucus is the night of Monday, January 15th, 9 days away. And from there, of course, it moves on to New Hampshire, Nevada, South Carolina, Jeff, and beyond. Here we go again.
Here we go again, indeed. Ed O'Keefe, thank you.